And we're back with another episode of Bonding with Boogie and the Precious Perspective, and it is your host Boogie Ogun.
Hmm?
Him a D, him for knee, him the G, him who doesn't hide, him who seeks, him with the shortest arms, him still with the longest reach, and my boy, of course.
Precious with a precious perspective, and per usual, it's always dope to be checking in with your brother. Talk that talk, do what we do. Another lovely Wednesday evening. How you feeling?
I'm well, man. Can't complain, man. Like I say, another lovely Wednesday. We had a great weekend, so
Yeah,
like I said, it's I can't complain, man. Everything is everything.
yeah, yeah. Same shit. Like you say, weekend was a vibe. Uh, I did a couple dope things. C2E2 Rose Gold was amazing. Got to witness greatness happen by yours truly yourself. The piece
Appreciate
was
that.
amazing. I was thoroughly moved. How did you feel? Getting back up and doing, and I know you always rise to the occasion, per
Yeah, I
usual.
feel I
But
feel good, man. I
yeah,
guess with that with that event, man, I'm just happy that you know I didn't know if I was gonna open it up, and Terry reached out to me and asked me was I gonna open up, and I was like, damn, yeah. Well, if you ask, I got to. You know what I'm saying? So I just it feels good that that somebody believes in me enough to put that on my back as far as just every show or every event. They allow me to be the person. Like I literally opened up the show. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
I
So
mean,
like I say, I just want to thank Terry and Roses. I did. Shout out to the mentees. Shout out to the mentors. Wow, apologies. It's been a long day, but shout out to the mentees. Shout out to the mentors. You know what I'm saying? For holding it down, for doing their thing. And like I said, I just want to appreciate the program for allowing me to be the individual that they call on to like I say, open up and shine.
yeah, and you did that. You really set the tone. You know what I'm saying? I think after that, it really gave just a shock to the system in regard to how we need to be for our people, for our youth, what it is we are giving back, and like you say, what it is Terry and them have built in that community. And honestly, we talk about art, and you look at the art of building community, you look at starting at the grassroots, and honestly, at the basis of any community is communication. And so, like you said, for you to be honored with that space to open that line of communication, 'cause you got to think, you talking to the adults who, as black men, we hearing you speak like, damn, this nigga really talking that shit. Like, I feel this nigga. This nigga done been through some stuff that I done been through. And the young men who listening like, damn, he really, it's bars. This is dope. This is, so it's like you do an excellent job of bridging that gap in communication. So of course, Terry would see and believe that, hey, if I know a nigga for the job, Boogie Seuss, Boogie Ogun. So again, it's always a pleasure to witness you. Just get off into your shit, brother.
For sure, for sure. And like I said, I appreciate that. Like I said, shout out once again to Terry and Reggie and the guys and the kids and the mentors and the mentees. Like I said, it was a great show. Everybody looked good, smelled good. Uh, like I said, all around, good vibes, a good show. Which leads me into the topic of this episode is just the art of putting that shit on. You know what I'm saying? And how good it feels to put that shit on. Whether putting suits on could be out of one's element, meaning niggas don't wear suits often.
Yeah.
That's a once in but when you put it on, it's almost like a costume, or almost
Yeah.
like you changed, or
Yeah.
almost like
The demeanor's different.
yeah, and the demeanor is different, and the putting the shit on is more than just a suit. It could be regular day fit. It could be jeans and a shirt. It could be with putting that shit on comes confidence, comes confidence, coordination, style, just knowing, like I said, more so, like I said, the biggest one is confidence because, like I said, if you got the confidence, you can make somebody believe that the shit you got on is hot.
On me.
Even if it might not be, but if
Me.
you strutting it and you rocking it with that confidence, you'll make somebody else have confidence in you, and you'll set a trend and make someone believe that they can pull that look as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that's truly what it's all about. So like, I think everybody has their own individual idea of what style is, what putting that shit on is. And so I think that in today's society where things are kind of repetitive, you know what I'm saying? It pays almost to be an individual and do something that you feel like I everybody else ain't gonna be doing this. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I think that's in my base level of dress, it's to not necessarily look like everybody else. I don't wanna be in the trend at the time that the trend is happening. I want to kind of be before or after the wave, for real, for real. And so I think that in doing that, that's where your expression of individuality lies truly, because now motherfuckers get to see who you are, who you wanted to be. I tried the ascot, the neck scarf look for the first time ever.
Yeah.
I liked it. I was fucking with it.
Yeah,
like,
it was different.
Complicated. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that in putting that shit on, it's understanding that this not, you might not like it, or this person might not, but it's not for them. It's for the person who's doing it. And like you said, and walking in confidence with it, you have to understand that despite what others may say, opinions, critics, good or bad, like, you not really doing it for that, more so than because you thought whatever you thought about it. And so in saying that, what is the basis for you of I'm putting that shit on? Like, what is the, like, where are you starting from as far as apparel, shoes?
Starting this from shopping for it, and I guess when you putting that shit on, you start by seeing it. You know what I'm saying? You envision yourself, and when you see an outfit or you see shoes or you see whatever, what may make you start an outfit, because it might be shoes you get that might make you go out and look for an outfit, or it might be a shirt you bought that said, fuck, I need some jeans and some shoes to go with this shirt. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about, I guess, visualizing and liking something that you visualized, and you start creating a look for it before you even have the items or the material or the other accessories. So like I said, it's all about, I guess, visualizing. And once you visualize the item, you visualize yourself in it and what would go good and what would go, and you start looking for others. You start looking for accessories and looks that'll go with, whatever item you found first. So, like I said, I'm usually attracted to shoes first. So I see shoes first, and then I kind of go and just type in, or you could Google anything, or just go look for a style for those shoes. And I'm good at piecing stuff together, but you just know when you found the right look. When you've put it on and you're in the mirror and you looking at yourself, you like, yeah, I think I did this. And you usually know, because like I said, the days that you feel like you put that shit on, you are truly confident about yourself that day. You walk out the house feeling different that day. And like I said, you will receive compliments. 9 times out of 10, if you feel like you've put that shit on, others probably will see you and feel the same as well.
Talking about
And
they will see that same
yeah,
picture.
and they will give you, and whether it was some simple, because like I say, putting that shit on doesn't have to be designer or even over the top or over fancy or over shiny. It could be basic. It could be, it could be, it's just one's definition of what putting that shit on may be. It's some people who appreciate the baggy, oversized look. It's some certain people who appreciate the biker, denim, rough rider, motorcycle look. It's some people who appreciate the jogger look. It's some people who appreciate the jersey look. So it's just all about how you mix and match and how you carry yourself with the style that fits you, or that that you're gonna try, because sometimes you don't know if a style fits you until you actually try it. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, I think that in informing an aesthetic, it comes from just that trial and error, and confidence, like you said early on, plays a key in that, because you have to have a certain knowing that, nigga, when I do this, I'm not doing it for nobody else. You are one of the first times that I ever felt like I put that shit on and I chose to, and I probably even told this story before, but was I think, nigga, I was in 6th grade and I got that pink Yankees hat and that pink tee
T-shirt, yeah.
from Foot Locker.
Niggas
You
had
feel
that
me?
shit on. The
And
Yankees hat was cold.
you know what I'm saying? And it was like, damn, nigga, the boys don't wear pink. Like, that's, you
That was
know,
around that camera era too,
on
though.
me. And so, but at that point, you gotta be Cameron to do that type of shit. It's like you gotta be a grown man to, oh yeah, I'm in fucking 6th grade. But it's understanding like, oh, niggas not doing this. I do this because who gonna tell me that I can or that I shouldn't? And I feel like that's that confidence of putting that shit on, like understanding that, yeah, you may not be able to wear this because you're not gonna wear it or do it how I'm gonna do it. You gonna let somebody tell you, oh, you shouldn't be or you supposed to be, and it's like, nah, you tweaking, because at the end of the day, and maybe finding out, because I could have found out like, oh yeah, that just don't look right on you. What you talking about? Like, it's not even because it's for girls or it's for like, nah, nigga, you just pink's not your color. Fuck is you talking about? But again, I think like you say, it's about trying. You know what I'm saying? It's about pushing those limits that I feel like, I know for me, ultimately, it's always about distinction. Of course, I'm going to get certain things that other people get and all that different type of stuff, because at this point, all of it is the same. You can watch the world go from Android to iPhone just because shit, it's similar. But I feel like to push the envelope is to truly figure out who you are as an individual. And so when I asked you, was like, did you always feel like you was gonna put that shit on? Like, did you always know that you had a sense of fashion or style, or was that something that you had to grow into?
I want to thank my mom for
sure.
always keeping us well dressed and well balanced dressed, meaning like it was several styles and several looks that my mom tried to provide for us as kids growing up. So I always had confidence. So I guess I would say I was always the person that believed I would put that shit on, because my mother, for the times that we grew up, whatever shit was, we had. You know what I'm saying? As far as
Right.
clothing, as far as shoes. I I will say I had a fortunate childhood. So you learn when you have a fortunate childhood and have parents that buy you nice things and nice clothes. You learn early, if that's the type of person you are.
Yeah.
You learn early. You get that confidence early because you have parents who put you and that shit, and let you know you look nice, and let you know that you look good. So I guess I would say that for the most part, for the majority of my life, I did know that I would be a person that would, I don't want to use the word keep up, but would find my own style and like what I like, and pick and take and pick, and really not care about what anybody else thinks about how I dress, or how I and find what I like, find my own lane. And as long as I'm confident, I feel like I look good in it, not really caring about if it's the end look or the outlook, or as long as I feel good in it, then it's nothing really much you could tell me. You know what I'm saying?
Because I feel like when motherfuckers start trying to get to you look like the mannequin. You look like you damn near is no personality to you. Like you, I feel like that's always been my issue with like monogram designer prints, like whether it's Gucci, Louis Vuitton, when motherfucker go get a shirt and it's just a bunch of LVs on that bitch, or Gucci, it is a bunch of prints. It's like that shit. You look like a billboard for somebody else in my mind. And granted, all of these brands, nigga, what is this, a mammal or a mammoth or an elephant on my shirt? I don't know. Fucking like all of these brands are that, but I feel like there's, I think, a certain level of creativity that also comes with putting that shit on, because you can be a glistening goofy. Like you can be a nigga who appears to have that shit on, but then when you move with that, it's like, nah, that don't even look right on him.
Put that shit off.
You know what I'm saying? Put that shit down. Hang that shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that, and going back to what you said, being fortunate enough in childhood to, I feel like our OG always at least kept us put together to whereas as we got older, you could formulate your own style and sense of, okay, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. It wasn't overly like, and it's crazy because till this day, niggas, I grab a graphic tee off of just general, but when it came to, I feel like mommy ain't have us in overly character shit, like overly too many faces or big bright. It was nice, smooth, blendable, but damn, where you get that from type? Like, and like you say, the motherfuckers would notice. You remember denim outfits and mother-son dances where it was like, oh yeah, niggas is getting dressed up, but it's like this smooth dressed up, this cool dressed up. Like, and I think that, and carrying that, it becomes a reflection of your personality. You know, it becomes a reflection of who you are. What's my nigga Benny Single? 89% communication nonverbal. I feel like a lot of times your style and what you put on, how you dress, is a silent, opening or introduction to a person. And not in all cases, because you got people who dress down a lot. So I feel like for me, the most part, nigga, you gon' on a main day, I will not have that shit on. Like on a regular day, I have joggers, t-shirt,
comfortable wear.
You know what I'm saying?
And I feel like I put that shit on when I got that shit on that them days.
You know what I'm saying? Because it be like, look, okay, that go with that. That makes sense. It's not, you not just gonna see me out anyway in that type of time. And I think that's what it ultimately boils down to, understanding how to carry yourself. You said early on in regards to putting that shit on, it's like a costume damn near. So I say, imagine if, like you say, you and the nigga King said, niggas walked around in the suits downtown Chick-fil-A for no reason. Like, what type of, I guess, energy or aura that gives off. I feel like a lot of times when we go to dress up and put on and do it, again, it makes people, like we was talking about off camera, motherfucker saw me in that suit congratulating me and shit. What? Like, motherfuckers I ain't reached out to. And no offense, I'm glad. The blessings, but it's like, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a nigga that's not in a suit today. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So,
but
are you proud of me today?
you know what I'm saying? But it's understanding that I think that we do need to change that imagery, you know what I'm saying? Because it's understanding that motherfuckers, and that's not to say that niggas is trying to bust down 3 and 2-piece suits on the regular, because one thing I will say, that shit is hot. Fuck is you talking about? And that's the thing. Another part about putting that shit on is the dealings with, the maintenance behind, and the cost. Fuck is you talking about? And so I think that in celebrating that, because I think as a people, as a culture, we look at putting that shit on, and it does give you that sense of knowing that motherfucker's finna be like, yeah, you stepped, you did that, you going back and forth in compliments and uplifting. And I think that if we really created that image consistently for ourselves, like, it'll aid in this shift of change that's happening for the culture. Because I really believe that the culture is trying to change. I feel like we, as much as we got the YNs and all that different type of stuff, you got the black men in suits. The fact that I look at Roses Gold and the fact that we ran into Jacquel, nigga, we used to run back in the day with he doing and moving dope, and his range of motion now, like, you see the growth, and you see like, all right, bro, motherfuckers is able to, like you said, put that costume on, but it's understanding that, nah, that's really who niggas is. And I feel like when you, and I give you, for example, thinking about poetry, thinking about opening up, like, that could be considered a version of putting that shit on, but that's always in you. That's
Right.
always on you. Like, you wear that wherever. And so, and getting close to rapping, I ask, like, when do you know to put the suit on? So Superman checking into the booth, when is appropriate? Do you, because tomorrow's Tuesday, or tomorrow's Thursday, do you just put that shit on tomorrow? Or how do you discern when it's time?
Sometimes the suit will come on accidentally. You know what I'm saying? And you be like, oh shit, I got the suit on. These niggas can't know I'm Clark Kent. I gotta let
On
can't let
me.
these niggas know I'm Superman. So it's kind of hard to not put that cape and shit on. You know what I'm saying? When you just one of them type of niggas
Regular.
that,
On
yeah,
me,
you know what I'm saying. But like I said, you learn, you grow. You know when to decipher. You know when to pick and choose. You know how things are going and how things are looking, to how you need to maneuver and you know, position yourself. So like I said, man, putting that shit on, man, it's just it's a great feeling. It's it gets your mind right, it gets your body right. Like I say, you could be feeling not well and you put that shit on. Like I say, it just make your day. And you just, you know, it's something about feeling good that just uplifts you. So, you know, just take care of yourself, man, and just, you know, put that shit on regardless how, you know, others may feel about it. Or, you know, if you like some shit and you putting some shit on, other people might not like it, but as long as you like it, you gonna feel like you got that shit on regardless. So, you know, just learn to love yourself and learn, you know, how to put that shit on and disregard the haters.
For sure. And in rapping with a Precious perspective, I'm going to keep it short and sweet with some words from Deion Sanders. He say, you look good, you play good, they pay good. And there's understanding when you, that's half the battle, showing up and feeling yourself, feeling like, yeah, I got that shit on and can't nobody stop me, can't nobody touch me. That's damn near half of it. And once you do that part, everything else, it's attracted to you. It's magnetic. You become magnetic in that sense of, I'm so authentic and true to myself and knowing what I've invested in persona, costume, clothing, whatever it is that you want to call it, that can't nobody tell me shit. And so when you walking in that confidence, when you walking in that knowing, when you walking in that faith, you always gonna win. And with that being said, it's a wrap. Peace.